In the winter of '86, Megadeth was hired to open for Alice Cooper on a lengthy concert tour. Even rock's resident bad boy was stunned by Megadeth's partying habits, so much so that he summoned them to his bus one night.
So we kind of like, kind of sober up a little bit, and no, hey, we're going to Alice's bus, man. We gotta like keep it down.
Basically, on a level of just telling him, look, I've done it all. I've seen it all. It doesn't work. You cannot, especially a show with your intensity. You're gonna burn right out.
The last thing he said was you guys be careful out here. And we were just like, what's he talking about? You know?
Cooper's words fell on deaf ears, and Megadeth's hardcore habits began to affect their performance on stage, especially when it was difficult to get heroin, and they were in need of a fix.
Sometimes it showed up, and when it did, the shows were good, and when it didn't, the shows really sucked.
But as far as like us being too high or too drunk to play, it happened. It was hard to go up on stage if you were sick and have to drink it away. And then you had to find that point where you wouldn't be too drunk to play, you know, so it was kind of like, almost like a science, I guess, I don't know. But when we were on, no one could touch us at what we did.
The band ignored repeated pleas from friends to slow down. But after years of hardcore drug abuse, Dave Mustaine was beginning to crack up.
You know, he literally lost his mind, where he was saying to me, Scott, you have to, you gotta check out my arm right here. There's something moving underneath there. And he's like, they're all over me, their bugs are all over me, they're crawling all over me, and I had never experienced anything like that, seen anybody in such bad shape.
He would go into these like total personality changes and either go really violent or, be super nice. So it was always kind of like, which Dave are we gonna get tonight?
Chris and Gar weren't doing much better. Looking to increase their already prodigious drug intake, they asked Dave, the group's sole songwriter, for an increased share of Megadeth's profits. When Dave refused, Chris started pawning the band's gear to feed his growing habit.
Almost every week I would go to rehearsal and some of Gar's cymbals were gone because he'd hawk it for dope, or some of my guitars were gone because Chris Poland would hawk my guitars for dope.
Sometimes when you're short of cash, like my whole back line was gone one year. I was crazy. I remember our manager, he goes, your stuff's where? I pawned it all, man. And they'd go, all right, and they had to go down. It'd be like, and they'd go to this pawn shop and it'd be like 2 whole stacks, 4 heads. The guy at the pawn shop would be like, damn it. I was a drug addict, man. It's not something I'm proud of, and I can look back and laugh now.